Hey Michael, my name's Dennis Feidner. I'm going to give you a quick overview of Sage 100 here. I've got your survey. Thanks for filling it out. I'm going to try and highlight mostly the things that you said are must-haves, so you can see those. What you're looking at is version 18. Came out about, I say 4 months ago. So a lot of new. If you looked at another program, it used to be called Master Builder. Same program except they've updated it extensively. So this is the project screen, and there's a bunch of tabs up here. So if I'm doing accounts payable, I'd be in here. But the strength of the system really here is we do accounting really well, but we do a lot of project management really well as well. So here, if I want to set up a job, I want to do a subcontract or review a subcontract, I click here. If I want to do change orders, I just click this. And let's just go to one I already have filled out. And so this is the change order entry screen. And once you learn one entry screen, you pretty much have them all figured out. There's a section up here that's kind of the base information for each thing, and then the detail down below. So what job is it? What's the description? Change order number. And you can have it issue the next change order number in succession if you want to. Why am I doing this? And a bunch of dates. They can be in open status, approved, disputed. So these are statuses that you can put them into. You can classify them into different types. If you're subbing out, and this just gives an example where we sub it out. This could be internally budgeted as well, but we just asked the subcontractor for an upgrade in the lighting. What's his price? His price to me is $18.50. This is my vendor. This is the subcontract number that he already has. And if I scroll across a little bit, this will become change order number 2 for him. So that information now flows over to here and says, okay, here's my estimated cost, $18.50. I'm going to request $2,400. They approve $2,300. Once it gets approved, then this $2,300 here is going to go to their contract because that's what they said they'd pay. And this $18.50 is going to go to this cost code for the budget. So this is my budgeted cost, and this is my sales price. One of the things you'll find in Sage 100 is this little white paper clip up here. When it's white, it means there's something there. And so in this case, I actually dragged and scanned in a document of the plan change, or maybe a picture of the light, or I can drag and drop in an email from my Outlook. So that whole thread of what's occurring on the change order is in this document and these attachments, so somebody can follow through what's happening with that change order. So that's change orders in a nutshell. Subcontracts work very similar. And by the way, I've been doing this for a long time. I've owned the company. We resell it for Sage, and I have a bunch of consultants. But when you start using this, your menu is going to look like this. You're going to have everything that you normally do, or any employee in your company is going to have their own desktop of what they do, and all those tasks are going to be on their desktop. I'm still kind of old school, so I still use the menu because that's just the way I've done it for so long. I still wind up winding up over here. But one of the things that's really nice, and they added this about 2 or 3 versions ago, is if I want to know anytime a job cost exceeds the budget for a cost code, I wanted to send me an email. And that email could go to me as the owner, or you as the owner, or it could go to your project manager or somebody. But the bottom line is, or I want to know anytime somebody posted a job cost to a job that had no budget for that cost code. There's others in here. Inventory location has insufficient part quantities, where you have work order, service order, and you said you needed 10 somethings. It's going to send out an alert that says, hey, you have a work order for next week and you don't have enough parts in inventory. Those kind of things it's going to do. Anyway, and you can write your own. I think we wrote a couple on here, like if RFIs are late or something like that, but you can write your own as well. So, but just the one on job cost is killer because I spent a lot of times when I was a controller for a company having to review cost reports to find out which items went over budget and then redo the research. Well, that might would have made my job a lot easier because I would have just got an email in the morning and saying, "Hey, this job was went over budget. To go figure it out." But at least I wouldn't have to be looking through pages and pages to figure out which one went over budget. And I know today, not a month from now or 2 weeks from now when I run the cost reports. Anyway, that's that. I think these two reports should be pretty valuable to you. One looks at hours, and makes a couple of assumptions. It makes an assumption that you have your budget in the system, which you know how many hours you budgeted to do a task, and that you're using our payroll system. But I don't know why you wouldn't. I don't want to do that. Hang on a second. Got a job that has some. Oh, this one will work. So put your task in here. Pull wire. Rough in maybe, or whatever you're doing. You'd have the tasks that you do on a normal day basis. These are the hours that you had in your budget. These are the hours that are coming through payroll. And so let's do this line item right here. You had 115 hours budgeted. You've used 16 hours through payroll. This calculates out that you're 14% complete. Well, just say your guys are doing a really good job in the field, and they're really 25% complete with that item. I enter that weekly, and now it tells me that based on being 25% complete, I need 48 hours to finish it, and I'm going to be 51 hours under budget. We'll make this item, we'll just say that we are 100% complete on this item. Just there's not very many hours here. So now you know you're going to be 3 hours over budget, and you have nothing left. It's really nice because you can look at how you're doing from job to job. And so if you get a job that's similar to this coming down the road, you can go back and see how you did on your budget versus the man hours. And if you need to put more man hours in, or if you can take man hours out, lower your bid, with giving you a better chance to get the job. The way I like to look at it is this way. So let me find the good job here. Hang on a second. Ignore what these words are. I mean, these again could be your items: pull wire, install fixtures, or whatever it is that you do, install panels. Let's just look at line 3. This is my dollar budget. This is the estimate that I came up with. This is how many units we had. It could be 480 panels. It could be 480 linear feet of wire. It could be 480 connections. Don't care, as long as it's measurable. So 480, we've already spent $14,000 through labor and burden, materials that we purchased, or inventory transferred out of the warehouse. According to the field, we've done 200 units. This is the only field that they can enter anything in. So we put in here, we'll change the number. So we did 210 as of today. So I'm going to highlight this. So here's the deal. I've done 210 of the 480. I budgeted $77 a unit. I'm spending $67 or $66 a unit. I'm under by about $11. I have that many left, which means I need to spend that much more money to finish it, and I'm going to be $5,000 under budget. Again, once a week, you get your guys to give the quantities that have been completed to date in the field, and you can start getting some pretty nice cost reports out of this. And nobody's manually doing anything here. These numbers are coming from your budget. This number comes from your budget. It's already been entered. This is going to accumulate in all the costs that somebody's been putting into the system. Only place you got to do is you got to figure out how many you really have done, and it's going to do the math for you. And this is something you can share with those superintendents in the field, so they know if they're on task or not. Let's see what I got on here. Yeah, so I think I apologize. I didn't look before I got on here. I assume you're using QuickBooks. One of the nice things about our system compared to QuickBooks is we're a multi-dimensional database. If that's hard to understand, but in QuickBooks you can only really be looking at one thing at a time, and our tables are all related, and so that you can bring in other information. So, perfect example here is I'm on a vendor tab. I just went into pick one of my vendors. The only vendor I really know is Home Depot, but if I bring that vendor up and I look across the bottom down here, I can see every job that I gave them as a subcontract. I can see every PO that's still open and not been paid yet. I can see all of the POs that have been closed. I can look at all of the invoices that I owe them currently. I can look at what invoices I paid. By the way, you can tell this is sample data. I always enter invoices, but I never pay any of my bills. So, and then there's the payments with the payment information and what have you. If you have subcontractors and you're tracking their insurance, this would be another place you could do that. You go in here and just track all their insurance certificates and expiration dates, and then it will send you warnings when they're getting close. So that's the big difference. And while I'm on that theme, let me go in here real quick. Same thing if I'm on a job, and let me just pull up a job real quick here. Same thing. So if I'm on a project now, I can look at my bid items. I'm down in the bottom here. The budget for this job. These are the items I had in the budget. These are all the purchase orders for the job, the subcontracts for the job, all my change orders for the job. So I don't have to close out the job, go open the change orders, close the job, open up subcontracts. Everything here I can get to from one place. These are all the change orders on this project. You know what? I don't remember what this one's about. I can double click that. It'll take me right back to where I was a while ago in that change order. But I didn't have to close out the job, go into change orders and look for it. I can directly get there by just clicking through those tabs. So that's a big deal. That's a big change for people. Yeah, our job cost different than QuickBooks. You know, QuickBooks only has the labor. Ours has all of the burden, and so workers' comp, health insurance, 401k, whatever you have, all of the taxes that are payable, your Social Security and your Medicare. And so close a few of these up. It's getting a little busy here. So in payroll, I can enter payroll daily, or I can enter payroll on a weekly basis, just like off of a time card. Up to you. We do have a product coming out in about 2 months that will be an additional charge, but small, that'll allow your field people to enter their time from any mobile device. It's all you'll need is an internet connection. So they could be done from a smartphone, an iPad, a tablet, laptop. As long as they got an internet connection, they'll be able to enter their time from the field. So that may help you as well, especially if you're mobile and out doing a lot of things away from the home base. Full inventory management. So inventory locations. I can have a warehouse. Might have a shop where off somewhere else. I can track inventory on vehicles if I need to. And if you buy inventory, you're going to get the service module as well. Service is going to allow you to do those work orders and track, work that's small jobs where it's a day to 2 days, maybe 3, where you just have guys going out and doing a quick job. Work orders are a great way to do it. I'm just going to pull this up real quick. I'm not going to enter one, but I want to show you. And the only reason I say that is you'll get a dispatch board, and you can look at it either in a 5-day view or a 1-day view. So this is my calendar. These are the guys that work for me for today. If they had work orders assigned to them, they'd all be colored in here. If I want to look at a 5-day, this would be Carlos and what he's doing for the next 5 days. And let's say the phone rings right now, and somebody says, "Hey, I need somebody to come out. I've got a problem. Can you send Carlos back out to fix it?" You can look at his calendar right here and say, "You know what? What day do you want him? You want him on Friday?" "Yep." "You know what? He's got an opening right here. I think that's going to take 2 hours." And I just said, create a new work order. And let me close this real quick. And it's just opened up a work order with the next work order number, the employee, the date, the time. And now I come in here and I pick who the customer is. And I'll just pick only customer number I know, Jessica. And you'll notice as soon as I put her in there, it comes up with a pop-up that tells me that she's past due on her bills. So maybe I don't want to send Carlos out there till I get paid. But now I've got a work order, and I'll just say okay. Starter. I just want to show you what it looks like when I fill this out. We'll make this a repair. If they had multiple locations, like if you're doing commercial stuff and they have multiple buildings or multiple locations, I can pick what location it is. I've got to make sure I have all my storage stuff filled out here. I think I do. I'm going to save that real quick. I can go to my dispatch board, and now you can see there he is. And I guess I put it on today. I forgot to move it over. Anyway, there he is. But you know what? I do really want to go out on Friday. I can just drag and drop these. You know what? He's sick. I want to give it to Frank. So electronic dispatch board where you can start dispatching guys, especially as you get into more service work. This could come in handy for you. Anyway, I think I covered all of the must-haves. As you can see, I'm going to just show you one more thing here before we bail. Full general ledger, full accounting reports, accounts receivable. We can do progress billings. We can do time and material billings, or just regular receivables. Full accounts payable, full payroll, including direct deposit. Project management includes all your job reports, budgets, change orders, purchase orders, subcontracts, the cost to complete we looked at. Document control, I did not see anything on there that said you needed that, but if you do transmittals and RFIs and submittals, then that we may want to add that module to it, but that's the only one that I don't think you really need. Equipment management, I don't believe you need. Estimating, I really haven't talked about because I need to learn more about how you're doing it right now before I can tell you if ours will work or not. It's got scheduling, so it's like Microsoft Project. Service receivables, which is the work orders, which we looked at, and then the full inventory, which does include an ability to track, serial numbers, which is a good idea. And the last but not least, if I go back into, because you didn't have this on there, but I just thought this may, just as I was going through here, I was thinking, so here's Jessica, and this is one of my clients that we do a lot of work for. If I go down the bottom down here and I look for equipment, and as I install equipment, I can now start tracking that, giving it an equipment number, what the description is, who made it, what location did I install it at, when did I install it, when does the warranty expire, when's the last service call. And so if a customer calls me, I know where their equipment is and what if it's under warranty or not. So anyway, there's so much to this program. It takes a long time. And I say a long time, not a long time. You're going to get the basics up and running pretty quick. But people find things like we just added a client yesterday who's been using the software 7 years, and they didn't realize it did something because they hadn't taken a class on it or just never had any need to do it. And they said, well, it'd sure be nice if the system could do this. And I said this? And he goes, oh, yeah, that's what we're looking for. So there's a lot to this program. Anyway, Michael, I appreciate your time. Call me. We can get online and do a full demo so where you can ask more questions and see more of the program. So please give me a call when I can help you. My name's Dennis, 800-659-5851. So 800-659-5851. Thanks a lot.